life is loud. Seek solitude and silence. You got to look for it. It's not going to find you. Seek solitude and silence to calm your heart. And this is the place to do it today. Today is our restorative practice. We have 1 hour in our restorative practice on your mat in the solitude of your own home for you to find some peace, and that's important. But you're also going to find some good stretches and some nice flexibility and mobility. Today we have 7 poses. That's it, just 7. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. And the best part about doing it from home is you can do it your way. If something hurts and it doesn't feel right to do today, then you know what? Don't do it. You got to do what the bottom of the screen says. Do what is right for your body, for your one and only unique body. Everybody's body is different and every single day is different. I'm trying to wrestle with Piper here. You'll see her in just a second, I'm sure. But today's restorative. We do restorative practices on Thursdays and Sundays. So what you need for a restorative practice is a couple of blocks, a bolster, like this, or a big thick pillow or a big thick cushion from your sofa, a blanket, and your water, and an eye shade and a little towel is kind of nice to have too. But you make it work for you. Give it a try, give it a go, stick around. Maybe you can only stick around for 10 minutes. That would be a shame. Or maybe you stay for the whole hour. Trust me, it goes by really, really fast. Just modify to make it work for you. That's the biggest thing. Don't hurt yourself. If something hurts, don't ever do it. Back out of it. Don't do it. Take it slowly and rest. The characteristic of a restorative practice is that we hold the poses. Like I said, we've only got 7 poses today, is we hold them for a longer period of time, going for about 5 minutes per pose here today. Be near a wall or have a chair nearby, because we're going to finish up in legs up the wall pose, a great pose that everybody seems to love. All right, here's a word to think about, and the word is silence. How often do we have silence? Not very often. We're in a rush to do so much. Let's find peace and enjoy that silence and the solitude. It gives you space in your life. It's that pause in your life where you can find peace in your soul. All right, let's do it. Lock in a stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. What are you feeling? Give it a number, and then we'll come back to that in the end. It'll just show you how this yoga is working for you. All right, stress number is locked in. Let's take the 2 blocks and your bolster and put the blocks in like the shape of the letter L. Bring the bolster, so it's kind of inclined, onto the blocks. Maybe you put a blanket on top to make the bolster even larger. Couple of ways you can sit. I don't know how your knees are, so let's talk about that. If they're uncomfortable, if you don't like being on your knees, you could sit on your bottom and take your legs and bring them around the bolster and recline here with your legs kind of in a V shape. Maybe that feels good. You can always put a bend in your knees, do what is accessible to you. And every day is different. All right, so maybe knees, you come onto your knees, sink your hips back to your heels for just a moment. You got your setup here, and recline. I'm going to set a 5-minute timer to keep me honest, and I'm going to recline here. I'm going to rest my chest onto this bolster, and I'm going to turn my head in either one direction or the other, or let your chin rest on the bolster just as it is. So find peace here and find your stillness. Close your eyes. Really try to rest your chest nice and heavy onto the bolster. And deepen your breaths. Just breathe deeply. Maybe you need to take a few deep sighs out of your mouth, letting tension go. And then eventually come to closing your lips and maybe breathe in and out of your nose deeply. Let everything rest. Let everything feel heavy. As you let the outside world go and find stillness. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. When you're ready, if you're ready, it's time to turn the other cheek. So go ahead and turn your head in the other direction. Deepen your breath. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bring your head back to the center. Maybe keep your eyes closed if you want. Push on up off of your bolster, and you're just going to flip around. Maybe grab your eye shade as you do. And you're just going to recline here. So turn around so your bottom is up near the bolster. You can take the blanket off if you want, or keep it there. See what you think. If you like it, keep it. If not, take it off. Bend your knees. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Open your knees wide. Maybe place the blanket on your belly. That little bit of weight helps you open up your knees a little bit. Use your eye shade. Cover your eyes with the eye shade or the towel and come to recline here. 5 minutes. Let go of the past. What happened, happened. It's done. Don't worry or fret about the future. Just enjoy this moment. Nothing but enjoying this moment right here, right now on your mat. Palms face up, if you like, and if you don't, bring them down so your palms can feel the earth. I'm going to tee out my arms a little bit because that feels good in my chest. I'm going to let my neck be long. My spine is long, but supported on this bolster. Taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out. No thoughts, just focus on your breath and being perfectly still. As you deeply inhale, feel your heart just lifting up, up, up to the sky as your shoulders are supported by your bolster. And as you exhale, bring your belly button towards your spine and just think of letting every tense muscle in your body relax. Deepen your breath. Take a deep breath in and really make your exhale long. Just let it linger. This pose is really speaking to me today. If it's speaking to you too and you just feel super great here, just stay in the pose. I'm going to move to Pentacle next, so maybe you want to forego that and just stay in this nice big chest opening pose. It's up to you. So to come into Pentacle, I'm going to bring my knees back together and send my legs long on the mat. I'm going to roll off my bolster and I'm just going to push the bolster and the blocks aside, just kind of minimizing a whole lot of movement. Come to fully reclined on your mat. I'm going to keep the blanket right where it is. Maybe send your arms up high overhead and let the backs of your hands rest on the earth. And if that doesn't feel so good, take your 2 blocks, place them at the top of your mat, and then rest your hands on those. Or work your arms down like a snow angel. I'm going to set our 5-minute timer as you get comfortable here. Taking your deep breaths in and deep breaths out, legs spread so your body looks like the capital letter X. This is your pentacle pose. It's a realigning pose, realigning your body. But when you do that, you're also realigning your mind and just bringing everything back to a nice balance. Let your pinky toes fall toward the edges of your mat. Palms are open, fingers are slightly curled. Just observe that. As you clear your mind and just be present. Focusing only on your deep breaths in and your deep, slow breaths out. Revisit your breath. Keep it deep, lung filling, and total lung emptying. Check in with that area between your eyebrows. Soften there in the forehead. Slowly, gently remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And if your teeth are touching, unclench your jaws a little bit. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. This is your pentacle pose. So good for realignment and so good just for your upper back, for your posture. How does it feel? Stay here longer if you like. I'm going to go into that side lying pose on the bolster. That's an intense one. It just helps you find length in your side bodies. Stay if you want in pentacle. If you want to come out of it, bring your feet together. Let your arms float down by your sides. Make your way up to seated just for a little bit and find your bolster. Those blocks, maybe you've got them at the top of your mat, keep them there. Bring your bolster horizontally on your mat and keep your blanket too. Come on up next to the bolster and adjust so it's comfortable. Maybe it goes in the curve of your waist. Maybe you want to take it a little higher so it's more up toward your ribs. The block at the top of your mat, we're going to use that maybe. Enjoy the blanket as it covers one hip or the other, or maybe you have it on your waist. One arm is going to go long. The bottom arm is going to go long. And I'm going to rest here. I'm going to let my head come down toward that extended arm. And I'm starting to feel the big stretch here in my upper side. I'm going to set this 5-minute timer. Top arm, wherever you want it to be. Maybe it's resting on your hip. Maybe you want it resting in front of you, or bring it on up overhead. That block that is at the top of your mat, maybe you let your fingers of that top arm rest on the block at whatever height feels good for you, or no block at all. Legs can be long, ankles together, or maybe you want to bring the ankles apart and rest the feet independently on the mat. A bend in the knees might feel good. All we're going for is this deep stretch in this top side of the body, using the legs and the hand and the arm, however makes the pose feel the way you want to feel today. Eyes are closed. Jaws are soft. Eyes are soft. Enjoy your pose. Deep breaths in, feel how the breath affects the pose, and deep breaths out as you calm your mind. Top shoulder, for me that's my right shoulder. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit, ensuring that the right shoulder is over the left, and I'm not just collapsing into the pose. I want to get the full benefit of this side body stretch. Take a deep breath in and a deep, slow breath out. Let's transition to the other side and enjoy this transition. Enjoy the journey. You can roll on your stomach to take it to the other side, or you can roll onto your back to take it to the other side. Just roll on over on your bolster and come to the other side. I'm going to come up and off the bolster so my bottom's not facing you for this next side that we're doing. All right, so maybe you're going to reach for that block again or not. As you come down onto your bolster, adjusting it to where it feels really good for you to take this side body stretch. Blanket wherever you like. Block can reach forward. And you can come to rest here for 5 minutes. Arm reaches perhaps to the top, to the block, or no block at all, or no reach at all. Let it be. The reaching just intensifies the depth of the stretch. Maybe it's plenty deep where you are. Hip is down on your mat. Head is resting maybe on the bicep of the lower arm. Reach the arm up overhead if you like, or some variation, somewhere in between, whatever feels good for that side body stretch. And just let time work its magic in this space as you create more space in your side body. Deepen your breath. feel how the depth of the pose affects how the pose feels. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Time to come out of the pose. Maybe roll onto your back or roll off of the bolster, however you want. I'm going to roll onto my back and press on up nice and slowly, and just enjoying the journey. All right, caterpillar pose. Ooh, how do you feel for a second, though, as you come into your caterpillar? Sit up, legs extended, and just don't you feel taller and longer in the waistline? It just feels really good. I feel like you can breathe better, too, maybe. All right, I'm going to take the bolster, and I'm going to take the blanket. I'm going to take the blanket, and I'm going to roll it up kind of like a loose burrito, not too tight. I'm going to put it under my knees. It just feels nice to have it under the knees, have the knees supported. Take the bolster, place it on top of your extended legs. Lengthen up through the crown of your head, and then recline. Bring your chest closer to the bolster. Elbows down, arms down on the bolster. Lengthen up through the crown of your head, and come to rest here. Now, if the bolster seems super far away, you could either remove that blanket under your knees or have another blanket, or take one of your blocks. Maybe place the block under your forehead here. You could use a half-size block. You could use another towel rolled up, but just let it be as we rest here for our 5 minutes. As time progresses, maybe that block feels like kind of high, I don't need it anymore. And you go to a smaller block, or rest your head completely on the bolster. As you breathe in deeply, think of your spine as nice and long, allowing you to bring your chest more forward onto your bolster. As you exhale, bring your belly button back towards your spine, finding space in your low back. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And just bring your awareness to how close you are to your bolster now. Maybe you noticed you're a lot closer than when you first started. That's indicative of finding greater flexibility in your body. All right, sit on up if you want, or stay in the pose longer. Shoulders over your hips. Let's make our way to the wall for a legs up the wall pose. Your choice. If you don't want to go legs up the wall, you can come into your final Shavasana pose now and make that a longer pose for today. If you want to make your way to the wall, or if you have a chair nearby, what you could also do is put your calves up on the seat of the chair. Totally good posture for a legs up the wall modification. I'm going to scoot over to the wall. Let Piper enjoy the mat. I'm going to have the blanket today just kind of under my shoulders. One hip up to the wall, send your legs up to the wall, heels on the wall, and rest here. This is such a great pose. It just calms the whole body down. Arms can be down by your sides. Tee them out if you want. Bring them up overhead and reach for opposite elbows, whatever you like for your arms. The magic is in the legs, up the wall. And if this doesn't feel so magical, if it's a little tense on your low back, bend your knees a little bit and have the soles of your feet on the mat. That instantly feels better on the low back. But you take it your way and enjoy this pose. And like I said, you can end your practice this way today. Stay as long as you like, maybe even 20 minutes if you can afford it. And breathe. Stay here longer if you like, and I bet you like. And if it's time to wind up your hour, you can bend your knees and roll off the wall and make your way back to your mat for a final Shavasana pose. All right, so like I said, stay with your legs up the wall longer if you like. It's a great pose in which to finish your practice. I'm going to make my way back to my mat. And I'm going to come to fully recline. Excuse me, Piper. Okay, blanket. Where do you want it to be? Maybe under the ankles, maybe covering the feet. I'm going to put it under my shoulders just for something different. Grab the eye shade, cover the eyes, or use that towel. Arms down by your sides, heels toward the bottom edges of your mat, and then let your pinky toes fall closer to the earth. Maybe wiggle your shoulders for a second or two. Feel the chest kind of lift up to the sky. And then imagine your whole body is super heavy as you let everything go, not trying to hold on to any tension. A nice little trick here is to squeeze your hands, your fingers toward your palms, and squeeze your toes toward your sole of the foot. And just feel how just squeezing the hands lets the tension build up in the arms, and you feel really tight even up through the neck. Curling the toes toward the ball, toward the sole of the foot, allows you to feel tension all the way up into your hips and your chest, and then release. That's what it feels like to let go. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Keep the thoughts at bay and just enjoy this pose a little bit longer without thinking about what's next on your agenda. Let it go and be present in this moment. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. So this is your yoga. You're doing it your way. I just introduced you to some poses and some things to try and think about. Whether you're still on that L-shaped bolster, in that fish-like pose, or if you're still in pentacle or legs up the wall, stay there as long as feels right for you. And when it's time to come out of your practice, whenever that is, if you take a little brief final Shavasana, come out of it by breathing deeply. To just think of a refreshing breath in and a soul-cleansing breath out. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes to just wake up those little extremities. And then it's always nice to circle the ankles and the wrists, wake them up. And it always feels so good. Take a cue from our pets. Lengthen and stretch, just like you do first thing in the morning or when you wake up from a nap. You stretch your arms long, high overhead, point your toes long. Just feel the lengthening in your body. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you exhale, bend your knees and your elbows and roll on to one side or the other into a fetal position. The position of a new beginning, because it's a new beginning for you. You're all stretched out and feeling good now. Bend your low arms and use that bicep as a pillow for your head. Top shoulder is soft, arm down by your side. Knees are bent. You are at peace here. Eyes are closed. I like to just really savor this moment before you come back into the world. Just take a deep breath in and a deep, slow breath out. Just appreciating what you've got, not worrying about one little thing. As you're ready, slowly press on up or float on up Float on up is a good verb to use there. Float on up to a comfortable seated position and we'll just say goodbye. So bend your knees if you want, or however feels comfortable to you. Maybe you want to hold on to that blanket. Feels nice. Bring your hands to a prayer center position. Press your thumbs into your chest and lengthen up through your spine. Ooh, you have length there now. After doing that caterpillar pose and after doing that sideline pose on those bolsters, oh my goodness, I feel so tall. Shoulders are over your hips. Bring your ears slightly back and tuck your chin slightly to your chest. As you inhale and lengthen up, let the crown of your head go up toward the sky. And as you exhale and soften, let your shoulders relax. Let your knees relax as you plug into the earth. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. Congratulations. A 1 hour long yoga practice, or maybe longer, or maybe shorter. It's all good. Have a great day, everyone. Reflect back on that stress number. What was it? And now what is it? A lot lower, and that's a really good thing. All right, so stress numbers down. Remember this cute little Irish blessing. May love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home. May good and faithful friends be yours wherever you may roam. Thanks for being here, friends. Love you guys. See you on your mats tomorrow. Here she comes. Good girl. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye. You're a good girl. Are you restored? You're a good girl. Bye. Good girl. Do you want to go for a walk? Yes, you do. Let's go before it gets too hot, huh? We'll go outside. Good girl. Good girl. Bye. You're still here, and I'm really glad for that. Keep this in mind. The path is made through repetition. Keep showing up, and good things will happen. You know that. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Tell your friends what the yoga's doing for you. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and YouTube, and they can join in anytime from the privacy of their own home. Tell them about our practice, please. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay on your path, enjoy your yoga, and have a great rest of your day. See you on your mats tomorrow.